Welcome. So, in front of me I have the brand new Realme 10 Pro Plus. Now, I'll be completely honest, this phone has been sent by Realme, though whatever I'll say is still just completely my own opinion right here. And number two, the reason I'm mentioning this is because this phone hasn't been released to Europe yet. And I'm not exactly sure if it will be. So this specific one might be running a different version of like Android with no Google or stuff like that. Or it could be just a European release that I have a little bit earlier. I'm not exactly sure, but I will find out in a second once I open it up. If it most likely has a YouTube, then I would assume this is the European version. So anyway, let's just open it up. Hey, welcome to Realme family. In here we get a case, some paperwork, so throw that to the side. A little bit of a flimsy case, still good. Then the phone itself. A hefty charger at 67 watts. Nice. Could have just added that 2 more watts, would have been even better. Then we get a Type-C charging cable, and well, that's it. I'm saying that's it, but at least Realme includes chargers with the devices, unlike some other brands. And here we get the phone, nicely packed, with a curved display. I'm liking that. Bit of a sparkly back. Now, let me just put on the case just so we can see how that looks like with a case. So there we go. It protects the camera pretty nicely. As you can see, there is a little bit of a protrusion from the case, so you won't be scratching your lens on the table whenever you place the phone. So that's always really nice. Now, moving to the specs, let's start off with the display, which you can see right off the bat. It's a pretty nice looking display. And this is a 6.7-inch display, AMOLED with 1 billion colors, HDR10+, 120 Hz refresh rate, and a typical, or I think, peak brightness of 800 nits. Now, in terms of the refresh rate, which is something that I did learn like today, is the processor that this device is running is not capable of pushing any more than 120 Hz, so that's why it's locked to this kind of refresh rate. Now it looks like we do have Google services, so this actually might be a European release of the phone, which just hasn't been done yet. So thanks Realme. And there we go. And here we have Chrome, have all the YouTube stuff. So obviously this is not the Chinese version, otherwise those applications would be completely removed from here. So there we go. Now looking at the display, this is a pretty nice display running a 1080p resolution, so 1080 by 2412, and it looks pretty crisp and nice, vibrant. It looks way better than I would have actually expected. And moving on to the back, we have a triple camera setup, or at least it looks like a triple. And the main sensor is 108 megapixels. Then we have an 8 megapixel ultra wide and 2 megapixel macro. Now that 2 megapixel macro could have been dropped. There is really no point for sticker cameras. We don't use them. And it's still just like, I'm kind of confused here. The 2 megapixel like macro, if you would have removed it, you'd still have the 2 little bumps right here. You just center this one for the OCD people and it would have looked better. But to each their own. So there we go. Now at the front right here we have a hole punched camera, as you can see, and this houses a 16 megapixel wide sensor. Now with those cameras, at least at the back, you can shoot at 4K 30 frames or at 1080p 60 and also slow motion of 120 and 240. And you can also drop it even lower and shoot even slower. And at the front we're locked to 1080p 30 frames. Now for a brand new device, it's a little bit unfortunate. Yep, that's unfortunate. Now I haven't done any of this. No way I could have. Now this is a protective layer, so I can just remove this and it should be just fine. But I think I also seen some at the back, which again, I'm pretty sure I haven't scratched it considering I haven't even placed the device down yet, really. Oh no, okay, so this was just dirty, never mind. So yeah, at the front I do have like a couple scratches, but like I said, I think these are on the actual protective layer. Yep, they are. So the display under it is still completely fine, so that's good. Now, let's move on. So the next thing we can talk about is the battery right here, and we have a 5000 milliamp hour battery with a 67 watt charger. This device will basically get charged to half of its capacity in about 17 minutes, at least that's how they're advertising it. So pretty sweet fast charger right here for it, and obviously that's in my opinion that is really nice to have. That is one of the key things that I personally look forward in a phone, to have a super fast charging on it. So for instance, when I wake up and forget to plug in the phone, I can just plug it in for 10 minutes into the charger before I leave for work and have it already be basically good enough to go for like the remaining of the day. Something that I struggle right now with my current device, which is really annoying. Okay, and moving on, let's see, gonna grab a little SIM ejector so you can see what we're dealing here with. So we have a dual SIM support, but no SD card support. So you can't extend the storage with like an SD card if you wanted to. That's unfortunate, but it's becoming more of a standard nowadays. And in terms of the storage of this device, there's several variants. At the very lowest end, we have 128 gigs of storage with 6 gigs of RAM. Then you can bump it up to 8 gigs. Then obviously bump up the storage to 256, and again with 8 gigs of RAM, 256 storage with 12 gigs of RAM. And the one that I have right here, let's see if I can actually find it. This one is the 8256. So this is actually like the middle ground, the higher middle ground actually. So really nice. Now with 8 gigs of storage, I should be able to run almost any app without any kind of problem. And it should just keep more apps in the background, continuously like load it up. So when you go through apps, when you have multiple of them, it won't need to relaunch them. It will just keep them still stored in the memory. Now moving on to the processor in here, which I didn't mention just yet. This device is powered by a MediaTek Dimensity 1080. It's their new processors that has been released in fourth quarter of the 2022, so well, not too long ago. And it is a processor that is catered to compete against the Snapdragon's like 778, somewhere like in the middle of it. So this is a mid-range processor in here. It's a octa-core processor running at about 2.6 I think, at 2 cores, and 2 at 6 another ones. Yep, 2.6 and 2. So the 6 cores are running at 2 gigahertz, 2 cores are running at 2.6. So it's, I think it's clocked a little bit faster than the Snapdragon one, but I believe it most likely will be outperformed in terms of the GPU performance. This is running from a MediaTek. It's running the Mali G68. So yeah. But all in all, this phone is obviously a pretty nice phone. I can't really complain about it. I'm not going to be giving a price tag because, like I said, this phone hasn't been released here, so I have no idea what the pricing of it will be. But as a standalone phone, it seems to be pretty good. The only thing that I did kind of, or I don't like in general, is seeing the 2 megapixel macro. Just drop that, and this phone would have still been perfect, and at least I wouldn't have something to pick at. I do love the fact that we have a curved display, and we do have under finger display sensor, at least I believe. I'm gonna check it right now. where was it? Password and security. Let's add a fingerprint. Agree. Continue. Pattern. I don't need to be stopped by 5 seconds. Haptic feedback also is pretty nice on here. Now that I was putting in the pattern, it had this little nice thunk in like every at every circle that you kind of go through. So felt pretty nice. And yeah, like I said, we do have under finger display sensor. I'm gonna add my finger just so we can see how well that works. There we go, done. Enroll face, no thanks. If I just like literally tap it, it won't read it. Not enough time, but still pretty fast. It does take a moment. There is a bit of like a delay. So once you pick up the phone, it will show up with this little icon, I believe. I think if it's just laying, it's gonna disappear. Nope, it still shows up, so let's see. No. So it looks like it has always on display for the fingerprints, just so you know where it is all the time. So there we go. But as you can see, it works pretty fast, pretty well. Can't really complain about that one. I do personally like the under finger sensor more than a side one. That's just my personal preference, so I do like to see it right here, especially on a package like this. And this is actually a really nice phone, at least for what I usually like. This is just so good. So relatively fast enough device to get you through all the tasks that you want. Fast refresh rate at 120 Hertz, curved display, under fingerprint display, under finger display sensor, or under display fingerprint sensor. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Fast charger, decent battery size. That's basically all I would be looking for in a phone, and this one delivers it all. So there we go. Anyway, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.